So negative 0.07. So the way I've been encouraging you guys to do it is to put the observation first. So let's compare and see what we get.
Yeah, unless you label it, I don't think, like, I think you need
Yeah, I think
observation.
that's probably right. Yeah. So I think you want to do the second one, which is p norm 3.1, 2.9, 0.044.
Can you do 3:3.1, comma 2.9?
3 what?
Colon. So it's like 3 to 3.1.
So you're saying p norm 3.1 colon
No,
3,
3 colon 3.1.
3 colon 3.1, 2.9,
Yeah.
0.0. I don't know. Didn't work so well.
But then you can do 1 minus that and then find everything that's on the right.
Whoa. Yeah, wow.
Fancy.
Oh.
That works for you?
Thank you.
Good. I think it might be confusing, so I'm going to delete it.
Okay.
Unless you want it back. I'm also going to delete this. One thing I will do, this is nothing so related to the central limit theorem, but we spent some time at this point in this year coding in R. If you ever code in life, or if you just take away anything from math, it should be that sometimes abstracting and using variables is helpful. So I could also say, like, I have a new variable that's called maybe M. What would I call M? Or what would I assign to M? 2.9. And what would I assign to S?
0.044.
Yeah, or 0.4 divided by the square root of 80. And so now I could replace this with M and S.
No.
Obviously,
Wow, that's so much easier. I don't like that.
obviously it doesn't matter. The answer's a little bit different here. I got
My brain right now.
0.0115. Why are the answers different?
Because it's standard deviation, right?
The standard deviation is slightly, because this is
If you round it.
not rounded at all.
Yeah.
So these are minor details, but fun things to keep in mind. Questions on this? So if you don't like the variable assignment, you don't need to do that stuff, but in general, whether you're writing a paper in English or whether you're coding or something in between, basically the M and S might be kind of nice because it's saying like, okay, the mean's 2.9, the standard deviation is this, and then it's looking for P norm and then inputting the mean and the standard deviation. It's maybe a bit more readable in some sense, which is good. Sophie's stats is not funny.
No.
Why are you laughing? Nothing funny about this.
It's fun. Anyway, it's really not.
This is not fun.
It really gives me anxiety, actually.
Okay. All right, so Brendan, what about C? What do you have for C?
My paper's in front of you.
All right, so that's okay. You can figure it out. There's only this one's just hard because of the English language. It's
Isn't that just Q norm?
poorly
That's
worded.
when you
Yeah.
So Brendan's got it. There's only a 5% chance that the fleet's mean CO level is greater than what? Brendan, what should we do?
So I just Q norm 0.5 and then comma 2.9 comma 0.4.
Okay, so we plug in. Let's do it.
And it gives you whatever you want.
If we plug in Q norm,
2.9.
Q norm 0.05, and instead of 2.9, I'll plug in M and S. Does that work? Yeah.
Shouldn't it be 0.95?
So if I do this, I get 2.82. Hold on a second, Gene. I get 2.82. Let's remember that. The question said there's only a 5% chance that the fleet's mean CO level is greater than what value? So 2.82 is like, that's poorly drawn.
I want it over here.
2.82 is here. What is the chance that the fleet's mean level is greater than 2.82? What's the chance that you're to the right of 2.82?
95%.
Yeah, 95%. What's the chance that you're to the left of it? 5%. That's what the code we typed in would do. So this is 0.05. So is 2.82 the answer we want?
No.
So Eugene, what should I do instead?
1 minus Q norm.
No.
Okay, so let's try that. So 1 minus, what's 1 minus Q norm?
And then-
So is negative 1.82 what we want?
No.
1 minus.
Why don't we want to
It's
finish?
0.95.
So let's try this. Let's try Q norm. So if there are only 5% of the values greater than you, then 95% of the values are to the left of you.
Got it.
So 2.82 2.973. So 2.97.
Why don't we want 2.82?
It's way to the left.
Because the question says, it's worded maybe a bit awkwardly, but the question asks, there's only a 5% chance that the fleet's mean, so basically there's only a 5% chance that our value is greater than
Greater
1,000.
than
And so it's rare that you're greater than 2.97, it's not rare that you're greater than 2.82.
Okay.
But so again, in terms of doing the homework, if you wrote Q norm 0.05, yeah, you messed it up, at least you did something. Do something for homework. Don't worry about like the specifics, it's more important that you try. But learn so you don't make the mistakes again.
Negative 1.8%.
What do you think?
It's 1 minus Q norm 0.05.
Oh, no, it's not that one, where you're doing,
It's Q norm 0.95.
yeah. Because it's like the 95th percentile kind of.
Does that make sense, Rachel?
Yeah.
Alright, so questions, comments, or concerns? Casey?
All of the above, but I'm okay.
Well, maybe you have concerns. Do you have comments or questions?
No, lots of these
Bernardo?
words.
Let's do another question.
Heavy.
Alright, so here we go.
There's no communication from anyone, so just gonna get it right after this.
It's dead.
Who here, so laptop people, I don't think you need laptops open anymore. She did not retire.
This is in my country.
This is my country.
Did you guys see the White House Correspondence Dinner?
Oh,
Yeah,
Did you
dude.
see Obama's comment
He-
about Hillary?
What do you
He was just like, he's like, I don't want to be like make too light of my presidency. Like, there's still lots of people who are really struggling out in America. Like, for instance, I have a good friend who just had a job, you know, at a big company, and then actually she left her job, and now she's living out of a van in Iowa.
It's her going on her campaign, so yeah.
It was funny.
He had a funny speech. His speech was hilarious.
He did not hold
the guy
back.
from Key and Peele too. Yeah, that was funny.
He did not hold back.
Okay, so who takes a political science class?
I did, not anymore.
You took one. What? How do
API?
primaries work? Either?
There's any weird.
Primaries.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So people who are registered
Listen, because I don't know either.
people who are registered for a certain party get to go and vote basically for which candidate they want to be represented by the party in the general election.
Okay, good. So this is one thing we were wondering about in my last class. Why is New Hampshire a state whose primary is one that we care about?
Because it's pretty like purple. Like there's an equal number of Democrats and Republicans.
So it's
or close
pretty
to that,
purple. Therefore, why do Democrats care about it?
so they can get more like centrist votes.
Yeah, good. So I think this makes sense to me. Like, if you're the Democratic Party, what do you want to do ultimately in the 2016 election?
Win. Have one
Win.
of your
Have a
candidates
Democrat win. And how's the Democratic Party going to win?
Getting the most electoral votes.
And so winning like purple states. And so therefore,
Purple states with big populations, I think.
yeah. But so if Hillary's going to win a purple state, then you're more likely to want Hillary, right?
Yeah.
I think this is how party politics works. Not my. Well, yeah, you definitely want the big
New
electoral
Hampshire's
states,
a
but
swing state, but like
but in general, like we don't hear much about the California primary. Why not?
because it doesn't because the Democrats gonna
Because I think like whether Hillary is the Democrat nominee or whether Elizabeth Warren is or whether someone else is, California is going to go blue no matter what. I think. Anyways, this is the brief tangent into politics. But so here's something I made up. I said last week's polls projected Hillary's going to win the New Hampshire primary. She's going to get 45% of the vote. Everyone else is going to be lower than her. So
wow, that's bold.
So then, Eugene, what did you do last night?
Homework.
No, you took a poll. How many people did you poll?
13.
What'd you say?
20.
Not 20.
Well,
Oh, would you say 100?
1,000.
So 1,000, let's say Eugene polled 121 people in New Hampshire. Why did I pick 121? So this is where, like, hint, when you're in classes, it's good to think like a teacher. Why is the teacher putting 121 on the board?
You can't go 50/50.
Because what?
You can't go 50/50.
Isn't it square root? Well,
I think it does. What is the square root into?
11.
Yeah, and so I told this to my other class, and they were like, "Oh man, you're such a geek. You love perfect squares." No, I don't love
Not on
perfect
the
squares.
test.
Why is this
He
relevant?
doesn't like it on the test.
Why is it relevant that it is a perfect square? Because you're going to need to square root.
Who just used 100?
So Eugene, I could have used 100, but I'm exposing you to the fact that 11 squared is 121.
Do that.
So Eugene polled 121 people in New Hampshire and found that 48% vote to Hillary. So actually, I won't finish that. So with what I have written here and what I have written there, Anna, a question should be burning in your mind. What is it? So Anna's got it. What do you want to know? No wrong answers, just some more right answers than others. Answer them as much as
So you have to know.
Anna.
I'm sorry, I'm watching Aiden spills coffee on the street.
It's not coffee, it's tea.
Oh,
Go.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
What? No, okay, so read
No,
it.
I'm, okay.
Hillary,
Which
she
part?
had 45, now she has 48. What do you want to know? What's
Why
any
is it
question?
all at the bottom?
That's
not.
How many people it took to change it?
So Brendan wants to know how many people.
Oh my god.
This is a disaster. It's an absolute disaster.
Turn this into Mr. White and like have him knock on that.
Sorry about that.
Mr. White's getting
So
this.
he's gonna see that Aiden just knocked over your eyes.
Just knock it over.
Wait, it's filming?
The lid doesn't work on my cup.
The lid off.
I don't want to take the lid off.
Can I make it straight?
Yeah, sure, make it straight.
This is really not like a video you want to send.
I know, it's just,
You just clip it part of my trip.
Oh, it's literally filming me.
Alright,
Don't worry, I'll edit it to make it.
I blame the lid.
Alright, seriously, I want to finish
Yeah.
this. Anna, Brendan said, how many people did it take to change it? I just want to know, because it's important to ask you questions. Anna, what's your question? It's got to be something. You could say, like, why is Hillary look like that in that picture, but don't ask that question. Ask me some question about what we've talked about. What do you want to know the answer to?
What was going in our studio?
Okay, not a super fun question. Another question.
You're the worst.
Hannah, what do you want to know the answer to?
Why am I the worst? Because you asked about all
Maybe
this.
you
Come on.
What's
What?
What? What is the probability
I don't-
that
how
Hillary
is-
will
how
win all over?
Okay, so
How
couple.
does New Hampshire? Oh, wait, he pulled people in New Hampshire.
All right, so listen.
Oh, just kidding.
Important stuff. First of all, there should be lots of questions you ask. Don't be embarrassed to ask a question, but like you should always be questioning things. Second of all, yes, will Hillary win is kind of a big one.
What?
But Hillary, sorry.
Well, Hillary.
Cut that out too. Will Hillary win? But what else, thinking statistics wise, do we want to know about? We took a sample.
Are those 121
What's the
people
distribution?
accurate depiction of the, like, the
Yeah.
New Hampshire?
Are those 121 people an accurate depiction? Because if they are an accurate depiction, Jamie, then what's true?
Then
She gonna win.
Hillary will win 48%.
Yeah. So that, like, if you're on Hillary's campaign, and right now you think it's 45, you think it's 45, you think it's 45, and then Eugene goes and takes a poll and he says, hey, actually 48% of people in New Hampshire want to vote for Hillary. You should be thinking one of two things, Anna. You should be thinking either that was just a fluke, just like I could flip a fair coin and get 9 heads. If truly 45% of people in New Hampshire want to vote for Hillary, I could take a sample and get 48%. It could happen, it could be a fluke. Or it could not be a fluke, and what would that imply? That Hillary's doing better, that she's doing better than 45, and maybe she's now truly at 48%. So I'll just say here, what are the chances? But then we'll talk about it a bit more, and then